Hi everyone, welcome back to Life Full of Zest, and thank you so much to those of you who have managed to join me on the mat today. I know a lot of you were unable to obviously join us in the in-person classes that we have just started at our new Sunshine Club studio. So we are going to be having these classes every Thursday at 6 p.m. So if you are joining today, thank you so much. I'm so excited for this next chapter and series of Pilates classes that we will be running every single week. So if you are joining today, please feel free to introduce yourself, say where you're from, and yeah, it'll be so nice just to feel like we're doing this as a community and all together. I know we have a number of people that are training and building towards Lesotho Ultra, so a special and warm welcome to those of you who are joining to get fit and strong and ready for the Lesotho Ultra race. And yeah, if you are joining us and you are racing or training towards some form of event, also let us know. It'll be so cool to know what you guys are building towards. And yeah, if you have anything specific that you want to focus on during this series, please feel free to also let us know. I'd love to design the sequences and the classes around you and around what your needs are. So please feel free and let us know. And yeah, today is a full body Pilates workout. We are going to be focusing on a beautiful mobility and flexibility warm up and then get right into those deep activations. Again, please feel free to just go according to the limits of your body. Everyone is different. We're all at different levels. So I will definitely give you guys options as to whether you want if you want to push yourself hard, you can have more of a challenge. If you want more of just a relaxing type workout, then I'll give you some modifications for that. But please give yourselves grace. And just remember, we are on the mat together and we're doing it to have fun, but also to lead a happy and healthy life. So let's get straight into it. We're going to be starting at the bottom of our mats in an all fours position. We're going to start with the cat-cow, so just lengthening that spine, making sure everything is aligned, shoulders are aligned, hips are aligned. Deep breath in, exhale, we're going to round that spine, pushing it up towards the sky. Inhale to pause, exhale, opening that chest. Inhale to pause, exhale, lifting back up. So during these sessions, I'm really going to focus on getting that mobility within those joints so that we can have quality activations. So even though we'll start off with a little bit of a progression and we will get into nice movements. Let's tuck those toes in under our feet and then just lifting those glutes up towards that sky. Deep breath in, coming back down into all fours. We're just going to hover those knees off the mat. So you can see I'm activating my tummy, keeping that neck straight. Keep activating. Deep breath in, exhale, lifting back up. And again, it's okay if you can't get those heels onto the mat with our first few downward dogs. It's going to happen. Give yourself grace, as I say. And by the end of the session, you'll probably find that you'll be able to get that deep stretch down those hamstrings and into that back in that downward dog position. We're going to do that 2 more times. Just warming up the body, easing ourselves into a beautiful sequence of exercises during this Pilates class. Core tight, deep breath in, slowly coming back. And now we're just going to walk those legs out. Just doing what you feel your body needs. If you want to move those hips a little bit from left to right, stretch out that side body. And then just trying to push that head through those arms. Now slowly walking those hands towards your feet. And we're just going to hold here, letting that head fall down. And grabbing our opposite elbows, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, leaning towards that left knee. Inhale to center. If you need to have a slight bend in your knees here, that's okay. We're really focusing during this time to lengthen that spine, loosen up that spine, that side body, and those lower limbs. Keep going from left to right. And last one, coming back to center. We're going into a full forward fold. And on my count, we're slowly going to lift ourselves up one vertebra at a time. Rolling from the bottom, just controlling and lifting into a standing position. Then lifting arms up towards the sky. Then tucking in that chin, head, neck, and chest. And then coming all the way back down, walking those hands into a front support. We're going to hold here. If you want a challenge, we can do a push-up, back up, and then walk back. We're going to do a few of those. Lifting back up, reaching arms towards the sky, and coming all the way down. And remember just to keep breathing. Those of you who just want to stay in that front support, that's okay. The rest of us can push down and back up. And again, when you come back into that forward fold position, try and get a nice stretch in those hamstrings. And really just focusing on controlling that spine as you roll up and down. And coming all the way back up. We've got 3 more of these, so keep working. Stretch, open that chest to that sky. Then coming all the way down again. And we got 2 more, keeping that tummy tight. Rolling yourself slow and controlled. Lifting arms up, chest to ceiling. And coming all the way back down. Second last one. Remember to breathe in and out as you're working. You want some nice oxygen going to those muscles so that they can work optimally. And last one. And we're going to hold here 1 push-up, coming back up. Modification, knees on the mat, extending the leg, and toe tapping. So we're going to get into it. Those of you who want to put your knees down, make sure hips are in line. Deep breath in, lifting right leg up. Inhale, exhale, toe tap. That's 1 and 2. 3, pushing your shoulders away from those ears, keeping that core tight. And 8, dropping that leg down, lifting the other leg up. Inhale to repair, exhale, toe tap. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And slowly coming back into that downward dog. And deep breath in. And exhale, walking or jumping to the front of the mat. And coming into a forward fold. Back into a halfway lengthen. Now slowly coming back into standing. And standing at the end of the mat, I'm just turning to face you. We're going to lift our right knee up into high knee. Deep breath in. And then slowly come down into toe tap. So we are tapping our toes with our right hand. So this one is a very simple movement, but the biggest thing is that you're keeping that stability within that knee, keeping back straight and core tight. And we're going to do 6 of these on each leg. So this one, we want to make sure that we are keeping that balance. Remember to tuck in that pelvic floor. Whoops, I'm losing balance myself. Keeping that knee straight. And last one. And bringing hands to heart. And slowly lifting arms up towards the sky. Deep breath in. Placing that ankle on that knee as you bring hands to heart. And then coming down into standing pigeon. Just allow those glutes to stretch out. Chest to shins. Just holding. Remember to breathe in and out. Very nice, everyone. We're nearly done with our warm-up. And then we'll get into our activation. Should feel a nice activation in that left glute with a deep stretch in that right. Lifting arms up towards the sky. Lifting right leg into high knee. dropping that leg down, lifting left leg into high knee, and inhale to prepare. Exhale into those toe taps. Left hand to right toes. That's 2 and 3 and 4. Keep going. Keep working, keeping that core tight. And lifting arms up towards the sky, hands to prayer. Left ankle on right knee as you come down into standing pigeon. Chest to shins, allowing those glutes to stretch out. Embracing that heart rate as it's beginning to increase. Deep breaths. And slowly lifting arms up, lifting that high knee and coming back to standing. I'm just going to come back to the front of that mat, lifting arms up towards the sky as you open that chest and slowly coming all the way back down into forward fold and halfway lengthen, placing hands on the mat and then stepping back into front support position. Okay, again, modification. You can just come into your all fours and you are going to lift leg up and back down and up and back down. And those of you that want a little bit more of a challenge, we're going to stay in plank position, placing your hands right in front of you, deep breath in, and we're going to bring right elbow to right knee, then back, then left elbow. That's 2 and 3. So those of you that are on your knees, you are going to just alternate from left to right, lifting right leg, then left leg into that fire hydrant position. Keep going. So this one, opening those hips while you maintain that stability in that core. And one more on each side. Keep going. And slowly coming back into that downward dog position, pushing that tailbone up towards the sky. Very nice. Deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Now slowly coming into that front support position, dropping your legs down into all fours. We're going to extend right leg, then left arm, and we're going to toe tap, then lift. Toe tap, then lift. Okay, let's start. Inhale to prepare, and toe tap and up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing 10 of these. Keep going. And 2 more. And now holding. We're going to bend that knee, grabbing that ankle with that left hand. And for now, you're just going to start with bringing that heel towards that glute. And just allow that quad to stretch out, keeping that core tight. And again, you might need to tuck in that pubic bone and lift that knee a little bit higher so you can emphasize that quad stretch. So you're getting a nice quad stretch while you are stabilizing and activating that core for good posture. Deep breath in. Now we're going to come into a bow position. So extending those toes towards the sky as you look up in front of you. We're just going to hold here. Keep holding. And coming back into that all fours Superman position. We're going to flex and extend that knee. So keeping that knee aligned with that hip, should feel a deep glute stretch. And then while we do this, we're flexing and pointing that ankle so we can get some mobility at the same time. Keep working. And dropping that hand, extending that leg. Last little push. We are going to toe tap, lift, and toe tap. So we're imagining like there's a fence next to that other leg, and we're just lifting and lowering over that fence. But remember, when we're doing that, you want to make sure that that pelvis does not go anywhere. The activation is in that glute, the core, the rest of the body is keeping that good posture. Keep going. And last one, and we're just going to do little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now slowly lifting straight up into three-legged downward dog. And extending as much as you can. Now bending that knee, stacking those hips, and then leaning that foot over and across so that you can come into side to stretch out that side body, lifting those hips up, and just embrace this time. As uncomfortable as it may be, just allow those muscles to stretch out. Lifting those hips, stretching out that side body. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming back into three-legged downward dog. Now tucking in that knee to chest and lifting that foot between those hands as you come into crescent pose. Pushing that front hip forward to allow that hip flexor stretch. Opening that chest, deep breath in, and placing hands on the mat as you extend that front leg. Inhale, exhale, coming back up. We're going to do 5 of those, so keep working. And again, this might be hard on the hamstrings or wherever you might feel tight. Just go according to your limits. You want to keep that level of stretch, but you don't want to be too uncomfortable or in too much pain. And last one, we're going to hold here. And holding, just allowing that stretch. And you'll feel that you actually have to get quite a bit of balance in this position, which is good. We want to work on that, especially if we are going to be needing that balance. If you're running up a Lesotho mountain or down or whatever race you might be training for. Deep breath in. Exhale, placing hands on the mat and then lifting that left leg in line with that right leg, coming into a half squat. And we're just going to do little pumps for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and holding here. Deep breath in, hands to heart, coming down into forward fold. Then halfway lengthen. And then walking your hands, your feet slowly to the back of the mat again, coming into plank position. We're going to hold here for a few seconds before we continue to the other side. I'm just going to turn around so that you can see me better. Keep holding that plank and dropping those knees. Coming into rest position, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, coming back, lifting left leg and right arm, core tight. Inhale and lower to lift. If you are struggling with balance here, you can keep your arm down and we're just lowering and lifting those limbs. Keep going. And 2 more. Holding that arm up. And we're going to bend and extend. So the activation comes in, or that burn comes when you're making a special effort to keep that posture. So just make sure that that knee stays in line with that hip. Those shoulders are away from those ears. And you're keeping that tummy tight, belly to spine, neck in neutral. And last one. And dropping that right arm, if it's not already down, into those toe taps from the bottom left corner of the mat to the bottom right. Stabilizing with that opposite hip. And we've got 3 more. Keep going. And last one. And bending that knee towards that glute as you grab that ankle, that right hand, tucking in that pubic bone as you lift that knee. Keep holding, allowing that quad stretch as you stabilize with that other limb. Breaths. And now lifting into bow position, toes to sky as you look in front of you. Keep going. Holding, keeping that posture. And last little one, we're going to release back into that all-fours Superman, flexing that left ankle and pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping that hand, lifting yourself into 3-legged downward dog. Now if you can, bending that knee, stacking those hips, and dropping over and looking up towards the sky as you lift those hips. Very nice. Allow this time to stretch. We're bouncing between activations and stretches. Embrace the stretching time as a rest from the activations. Embrace the activation time as a rest from the stretching. And last one, inhale, exhale, coming back into that 3-legged downward dog, dropping that leg, and then just coming back into that downward dog. And you'll see as your muscles have warmed up a little bit more, you can get deeper into that stretch. Pushing that tailbone towards the sky, sucking in that belly and head between those arms. Very nice. Deep breath in, lifting that leg back up into 3-legged downward dog, placing it between those hands, coming into runner's lunge or crescent lunge. Deep breath in, allow that hip flexor to stretch out, and hands to floor, and extend. And coming back, lifting that chest. Hands down. And again, if you can't stretch out that leg completely, that's okay. As long as you're getting some form of stretch and movement in those joints, it will be beneficial. And the more you practice, the more consistent you are with these workouts and these Pilates sessions, you'll find how drastic and beautiful the improvement will be. Firstly, within your ability to get to certain postures and positions, and secondly, within your ability to perform in other sports like running or hockey or whatever it is that you are into. And you can also comment in the comment section below if you are, whatever it is that you are into, because then I can incorporate some exercises that will benefit you. And last one, lifting arms up, placing hands down, extending that leg. Now bringing that right leg next to that left leg, lifting up into a half squat. And this time we're coming into rugby pose positions. And we're just going to pulsate for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly coming down into forward fold. And halfway lengthen. Now slowly coming back, bending those knees as you lengthen that back. And just heel toeing your feet away from each other, and then coming down into a deep squat, opening those knees away from each other, drawing those elbows into those knees just to open up those hips. We're just going to hold here, lengthening that spine, bringing the crown of your head up towards the sky as you drop that tailbone towards the floor. Deep breath in. We're going to lift left arm up towards the sky as you rotate from the level of that waist, lifting up. And then if you can, we're going to go into a bind, looking up and over the shoulder. Then lifting back up, hands to heart, lifting right arm up towards the sky. As you drop that left shoulder, opening those hips as much as you can. Then going into that bind. Coming back up, placing those hands into that prayer position as you open those hips. And now slowly dropping your glutes onto the mat, arms out in front of you, and slowly coming all the way down into a supine position. We're going to lift our hips off the mat, feet are a foot and a half away from our glutes and a fist distance apart from each other, sucking in that belly, slowly lifting up those hips into a pelvic curl. Deep breath in, core nice and tight. I want you to dig those heels into the ground. Imagine them coming towards those glutes, tucking in that pubic bone towards your chin, belly to spine, and really focus on activating those glutes and slowly rolling back down. And inhale to prepare, exhale up, inhale to pause, exhale down. And let's keep going, just focusing on that movement of those vertebrae. Shoulders are away from those ears. Keep going. Very nice work, everyone. And last one, we're going to lift up, keeping that core tight. Arms in front of us, lifting right leg up, extending that right leg, a modification, keeping hands where they are, and you can just toe tap. If you want more of a challenge, or extending that leg, pointing those toes, then lifting back up. Focus here is to lead through that stabilizing heel and leg, making sure those hips stay where they are, and you're just lifting and lowering that right leg. Feel deep activation into that left glute and a deep stretch into that right hamstring. Coming back up, lining those knees, and we're just going to do little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lifting that leg up into 90 degrees, dropping those hips, placing hands behind the back of that left leg, lifting head, neck, and chest, and we're just going to go straight into hamstring pulls. So a little pulsation. Again, if you struggle with the hamstring flexibility in this position, that's okay. You can just bend those legs. We're keeping that core tight, activating so that we can lift that head, neck, and chest. And coming down, hugging those knees towards that chest. And we're going to go straight up into a core exercise. So coming into tabletop, and we're going to extend those arms and keeping those legs in 90 degrees. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend as you lift head, neck, and chest. Coming back down, that's 2 and 3. Keep going. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Keeping that core tight. Very nice. I can feel that heart rate going, but I know it's only going to benefit. And the last one, we're going to extend, interlace hands behind that head and straight into bicycle crunches, lowering that right leg as we rotate from knee to knee, keeping that core tight, and we're rotating at the level of that waist. And the last one, and coming back, and we're going to keep that left elbow towards that right knee, and we're just going to lift and lower that right leg. That's 2, keeping core tight. 3, 4, and 5. Keep working. 6, 7, and 8. And slowly coming back into that tabletop, dropping head, neck, and chest, dropping both legs down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting those hips up towards the sky. And now we're lifting our other leg up into tabletop. Again, modification is just to toe tap. If you want more of a challenge, you're just lowering and lifting. Remember to bring those hands up towards the sky, palms facing each other. Again, reminder, just check that your hips are aligned. If you do struggle to align those hips, just drop those hips a little bit more so that you can have good control and good posture. You'd rather have a quality activation than try and push yourself too much and not get a good activation. And 1 and 2 and last 1, 3. Aligning those knees into little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping those hips, interlacing your hands behind the back of your left leg, lifting head, neck, and chest, and into our hamstring pulls. Keep going. And let's do 1 more on each side, keeping those toes pointed if you can. Now interlacing head and straight back into our bicycle crunches. Keeping core tight. And holding here. Right elbow to left knee, and lifting and lowering that right leg as you draw your elbow to knee. You can feel a deep burn. It's good, but I'm starting to struggle. And the last one, and slowly coming back to center and hugging those knees. We're going to draw those knees towards those arms, and now just coming into happy baby posture, drawing those knees towards the floor, looking in front of you. If you want, you can do a little roll from left to right, just really opening up those hips. And deep breaths. Let's go for another few more seconds. We're going to do 1 more core sequence, and then we are done. Very well done. Keep up the good work, everyone. And slowly coming back up, we're going to bring our legs back into tabletop, lifting head, neck, and chest off the mat, keeping that core tight. We're going to scoop our toes up and around. So we just almost digging. We're doing little circles, toe to floor, then round and up. The key here is to focus on that pelvis. Don't let it move too much. And don't brace that tummy. You want to suck belly to spine, keeping those shoulders open. And try not to arch that back. If you feel like there's a back arch or pain in that lower back, you will hurt yourself into that lower back. So focus. If you find this exercise hard, just do smaller movements, or you can do single leg. And coming back to center, we're going to change over. So we're going to go out first, then down and around. So we're just changing the direction of the movement. And I'm busy toe tapping the plant leaf every time I go down. Keep going. Let's do 3 more. And last one. We're going to finish off this exercise with hands on our sides, belly to spine, and we're going to do little pulsations. So we're just pushing the air down. 10, 9, 8. Keep pushing. If you're struggling with that neck, support it with one hand. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly bringing arms overhead as you draw knees to chest, then hugging those knees. And then extending that left leg as you draw right knee over midline towards the floor. Just allow that lower back to stretch out, looking in the opposite direction of the knee. And slowly coming back to center, extending that right leg as you lift that left leg over and come across the midline, looking in the opposite direction. Slowly coming back to center, extending both arms and both legs. Deep breath in, bringing arms to the side, and exhale as you roll yourself all the way up, coming into a seated forward fold, pointing those toes. Now slowly turning to the side of the mat as you bend that left knee, tuck it into the groin, lifting both arms up as you lean over towards that right foot. Just hold here. So you stacking those shoulders and you're drawing that right shoulder towards that knee. And if you can grab that toe. I was struggling at the moment. I think I've been doing too much running or sitting. So my range of motion isn't that great. And that's okay. Just go to where you feel stretch. And then we're just going to rotate a little bit and then just lean towards the middle part. So this just changes the angle of the stretch. It just goes deeper into your groin, which is really good. So if you can, just go as low as your body allows you and just enjoy and experience that stretch down that inner part of that right thigh and leg. And now slowly lifting arms up and coming over towards the other side to stretch that right side body. Deep breath in, coming back to center, and we're just going to change over. So same thing, lifting arms up towards the sky and leaning down, stacking the shoulders, opening that chest. And just again, leaning into that stretch, embracing it. But don't go beyond complete discomfort. Every time you practice, every time you try, every time you stretch, you'll find that you'll go just a little bit further. And those small progressions we consider as little victories, which are a step closer towards our goal of improving our mobility and our flexibility. And slowly coming back up, dropping those hands towards the center between your knee and your ankle. And again, changing the angle or direction of that stretch. Very nice. And let's hold for a little bit more. Slowly coming back up, lifting arms up towards the sky, and then reaching that left arm overhead just to stretch out that side body. And slowly coming back up into seated. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat. I hope you really enjoyed that workout, and please feel free to send some feedback. Let me know if it was too hard or if it wasn't hard enough. If you'd like to incorporate more hip stretches, more quad stretches, more strengthening of the arms, let me know so that I can incorporate that into our class next week. I will see you every week on Thursdays at 6 p.m. GMT +2. So that's 12 p.m. USA time. And yeah, everyone is welcome. It is so lovely to have you. And if you struggle to get to the time, these classes are recorded, so you can always come back and rewatch and recheck. So feel free to follow this series, and hopefully it will give you some great and beautiful results. Have a lovely day and evening, everybody. Sending so much love and looking forward to seeing you soon.